Okay, welcome on in to Nearing Nerdvana, guys. We have a really good show planned. Right before we went live, Jen and I were talking about it, and it's going to be a little bit different than what we typically do, but it's going to be good. This is going to be a good one. All right, let's start with Lucy. How you doing? Round table here.
I'm good. Thank you.
I like your shirt.
Oh, thanks. I was just telling JoJo, I'm like, I was wearing this shirt yesterday, and then I took a picture, I posted, and then I changed. And then right now when we got on, Joe was like, "Oh, I like your shirt," and I just like, I'm like, oh, I posted a picture of this. I put this shirt yesterday. I was not wearing it all day.
You're not doing laundry. That's what this is. Hold on, Lucy. Your mic being wonky.
Oh, it's mine now.
There it is. Now it's good.
Wait, is it? Maybe because I'm a little bit farther.
No, that was perfect. I basically heard that you don't change your shirt for 2 days, and you posted evidence on social media.
Yeah, I guess.
She's all, damn it, they caught me.
It's okay. Full shirt.
Just kidding. And you know what? And Sam commented this was his shirt, but I told him, I'm like, "What's yours is mine." Remember?
Everybody does that though, right? Like you pick up a shirt and you kind of like smell it. You're like, it's clean enough.
But I swear, I just like I wore it like for like basically just for the picture because I changed like after because I had to go to my cousin's a meeting because she's getting married and I had to wear one of those like she said, oh, what is it? Something the team bride or some shit like that. I don't know.
Oh,
but cool. I swear it's clean. It smells good.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you in. JoJo, how are you doing?
Good. This Saturday is awesome. I had some amazing Mexican food to start off, and now I'm talking to you girls, and then I got the fights later, so I'm really excited.
Triple win for JoJo over there. Jen, how are you?
Humongously busy day at work, but I'm glad I'm here now.
Yay.
Good way to end the day, right? All right, well, let's kick it off. Guys, if you're new to us, welcome in. Feel free to share the stream out, give it a thumbs up so that we know that you're liking what we are doing. We kind of do the show in segments, and we always start every week with our nerd news, just some stuff that's kind of making headlines and getting a buzz around the community. So, Jen, you were excited about this one. You want to tell me a little bit about it?
So Encanto, I've been so busy at work, I haven't had a chance to see the preview trailer yet. But since, remember the Disney investor call from like months back?
Yeah.
They like teased it and just, I'm part Colombian and it's Colombian and it's magical and it looks super happy and like a good time.
It looks beautiful. So the synopsis is about a girl that's frustrated because she's the only one that doesn't have powers in her family, right?
Something like that.
That's the synopsis. A girl in Colombia faces the frustration of being the only member of her family who doesn't have powers, and it comes out November 24th. Oh. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? Look how pretty that is.
Yeah, I love the colors. I love it. I mean, so far. And then Emmanuel, what's his name? What's his last name?
From Hamilton.
Yeah, him. He is part of it, right? So
yeah, he helped write the music.
Good. Yeah. He did also the height. What is it called? The other one? Oh, horrible Heights. Something Heights.
In the Heights.
That's what it was. Yeah. Which he was getting a little bit backlash that he was not using Afro Hispanics or something like that. It was like kind of like a little bit. The way they're saying is like a little bit whitewash kind of.
Oh.
But I don't even know what it's about, honestly. I haven't watched it, and I know people are going to find something to complain about nowadays.
It's on HBO. It's on HBO now, Max.
Yeah, that's where it came out, right? I think it was like in theaters.
So maybe we'll watch it and we'll see.
We'll do a review of it. Yeah, the directors are Byron Howard, Jared Bush. It looks like it'll be another really good one. What is that animal on the bottom? If you guys had to guess, is that a dog?
It's not a dog.
It's not a dog, right?
It's not a guinea pig, but there's some kind of like creature
between a guinea pig and something else.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, it looks very unenthused, huh? It's like
it's a little.
All right. Well, that was one that we wanted to bring to your attention. This one, I'm going to let the girls kind of nerd out a bit on, but CGC just recently hired top video game experts to launch a new grading service. What have you guys heard about this so far?
Not much. I just saw them post it and I was kind of excited for it. I do have a couple of older games, but like I've never done that before with grading video games. I don't know the process or anything.
That has been done by other companies.
Yeah,
though, right?
Has.
So it's not like it's a new thing. It's just something that CGC now is doing.
They're just adopting, yeah. So
the CGC being so credible,
exactly,
like, it brings a new level to the game
for sure.
But
And it being bought out recently by Jay-Z.
But it was not the whole company, right? It was just part, like some kind of.
I don't know the details on it. So yeah, it's interesting.
Okay, last night on Drunken Chat, I was on Drunken Chat last night, and they were talking about it, and a lot of people I seen it's like they're saying like, okay, so CG's now they're taking this new job, so now what does it mean for sending books that it takes already so long?
Oh, it'll be a separate section for sure. You're not going to have the same grader who's doing comics unless they're like super hard up, right?
I saw that they're hiring right now, like video game condition experts, basically.
Well, why aren't they hiring comic book graders then? I mean, shit, man. If they can hire a whole new branch for their company, why aren't they focusing on the fact that people aren't getting their stuff over on the branch they have established so far? You know what I mean?
Valid question.
Yeah, that's what I think that's what people are trying to say. Like, you know, it's like you're getting a new thing when you can't even handle the comic side. But how are you taking on a whole new thing instead of taking care of your returns with the comics, you know, and having so much problems? So
yeah, I mean, most likely it can't be easy to hire graders. It's not like you're hiring someone to do like a basic job. It's like it's hard to, especially older stuff, right? You have to have a real eye for it or you can mess it up.
Why don't they use like digital processes for that? Like, I don't want to like people are get pissed at me, but like, wouldn't there be like a way to scan the top, scan the bottom to look for, you know, literally any deficiencies and make it some type of like?
Well, that would only be the cover. Like, you don't want to send your books through like a process where it's a conveyor belt because the things get snagged, right? So so you're right. They could probably do a quicker front and back to it, but then it's the interior. It's making sure it's complete. It's making sure that there's a stamp, like, and then paper quality, like, and then staple. You're right. They can make it a little bit easier for people and faster, but to make
like
it
assist a little bit, maybe assist. But you're right because a lot of it is subjective and you need human eyes. But part of it you would think should be able to be digitalized, right? I don't know.
Yeah. There's got to be
more employees, hire more people.
JJ said, I just don't think this was needed. Already 2 companies that grade video games and do it well. I'm not sure how they will make this. Many will make the switch, or that many will make the switch.
Yeah, that's what
I don't think it hurts.
But I mean, they want to grow as a company, I guess.
Yeah, but Laura's right. Maybe they should focus on some of the negatives first, and then.
If they had like super quick, lightning fast. You send it, it gets graded, it comes right back to you.
Yeah.
That expand, right?
Yeah. So CGC, a company, I'm not sure. I don't know much about this. Like, it's only like you send to one place, or do they have different facilities, or it's just one place?
Weren't they working on 2 places?
I think it's only one right now.
In Florida.
I think they should have like West Coast, East Coast, you know, so that way probably it kind of splits a little bit. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like,
so the 4 of us need to get on with the CGC guys and be like, listen up. We got some ideas. We've been brainstorming and we know how to solve all of your problems.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Right?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Like, split it in 2 and hire more people.
And that would also eliminate a lot of complaints with the shipping and stuff because more people could actually just drop their comics off or whatever it is.
Yeah,
exactly. The turnaround time I know right now is getting, I think it's at 80 business days from when they check it in.
Yeah,
because who knows how long it takes also to.
That's a loophole. Right?
Yeah.
It's sat there for 2 months. Sorry.
I think it's like on Drunken Chat, it's 100 business days now.
Jeez.
That's nice.
Oh my God.
So business doesn't include like holidays, weekends, and all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely not. But a little interesting fact here, Jojo, you'll like this since you're not really familiar with like how this works. But on November 20th of 2020, a sealed in-box WATA graded 9.2 A+ copy of Super Mario Brothers 3 sold at Heritage Auctions in Dallas for $156,000, making it the highest priced realized at auction ever for a video game.
Holy crap.
That's kind of cool, right? So dig them on out, guys, if you have like a perfect one somewhere.
I'm gonna start going to the thrift shops.
I think they just grade if it's in box though, right? They don't grade loose ones at all.
Oh, I think so. Oh, I seen somebody. I don't remember. I seen some that they were not in box. It was just the actual game. I seen that before.
The loose ones that
maybe you should find out.
Send them in.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, The Sweet Girl. Netflix released the trailer for the new Jason Momoa thriller. What do you guys think of this? We'll start with you, Jen. What are your thoughts?
Like I was telling you guys, I love action movies, and I like when they have a little bit of heart in there. The girl in it is the same girl from Instant Family with the adoption. And so she was such a great actress in that now she's stepping it up. I'm like, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, Jojo?
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty cool. Jason Momoa, I mean, he's great in whatever he does usually. So I'm all in with this. I'm excited.
I know we're all just smiling. Lucy, what do you think?
I forgot to watch the trailer, so I'm kind of watching it.
It looks really good. It's about a man who vows to bring justice to people that killed his family, leaving only his daughter.
Well, so technically, Big Pharma bought out the generic brands and like made them stop selling it. And his wife needed the generic brand because it's the cheapest, right, to save her life. But when that big company did that, it basically killed her and other people. So he's like, if you do this, I'm gonna come after you. Because but that happens. I was talking to Britt, and she was saying this happens all the time when Big Pharma like buys out generic brands. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
seriously,
that's crazy. So I just watched a little bit, in of course, I don't think I have seen him in many movies, honestly. Like the one that I seen him, like, I mean, obviously Game of Thrones, and he was there for like 5 minutes, and on Aquaman, obviously.
Yeah,
so it's nice to see him in some kind of different role, that it's not something fiction kind of. So
he did Road to Paloma back in 2014, which is interesting because he actually directed that movie, and the guy who's the director here, Brian Mendoza, was the producer, and on this one, Brian Mendoza is directing it. So it's kind of like they definitely like to work together.
So they worked together before, so they know kind of their style. He knows partly like what he's good at and stuff like that. So
exactly.
Oh, well, that's something that definitely we have to check out. I usually don't watch things like that, especially when it's kind of so close to something kind of real. But I will, but I will definitely check. Well, partly, I have to watch this, you know.
All right, hold on. I got to circle back here really quickly because JJ's saying they only grade seal games. Loose games can be graded with one company, but they go for far less. Okay, perfect. That's good to know. Yeah. Okay. It does seem different. He keeps his shirt on in this film. Hopefully not. Hopefully there's at least one scene with it off. Come on.
What was that one horror movie with Ryan Reynolds with the house and he went crazy?
Yeah. Amityville.
And I like how it's the horror movie, and then at one point he takes his shirt off, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Oh, that's why he's taking his shirt off. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But it was so like misplaced in a horror movie. You're kind of like, "Oh, they're placating to a certain crowd." Okay, gotcha.
Oh, look at this. Bad Batch. Have you guys?
Hey,
I haven't watched that yet.
No, I don't think so.
He's a cannibal.
Yeah, I haven't seen Bad Batch yet.
We need to go and look to see what he's been in, and then watch it, and then we'll judge.
Jen would have known this, right, Jen? You would have known.
I thought I was caught up. I don't remember Momoa playing a cannibal in Bad Batch.
All right, Gore.
I was gonna say something so wrong.
Carson.
Talking about cannibal.
It's weird.
Being a cannibal.
All right, let's keep
Can
cruising.
you imagine what I was gonna say?
I was thinking what you might be saying. All right, our fan focus this week. If you're just joining us, you guys have probably already heard this. It's all over the comic book community that they are finally going to be putting Something is Killing the Children. They're optioning it onto Netflix. And people are going apeshit, right?
Mm.
But it only got optioned for a pilot, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, and then it's going to take a little
So it's
bit.
going to be a show for sure, right? It's serious.
Yeah.
So, which I kind of like that. I kind of like that it's going to be a show because, I mean, it has like what, almost 20 issues or like at what, 18 something, 17, 18. So I like that it's going to be a show and not a movie.
Well, it doesn't sound like they've even signed on for it to be a full-length show yet either. It's almost like they're just going to kind of test it and
like
see.
I kind of like that because Netflix lately, what they do, they freaking release a whole season. And you get into it, and then mid-season or whatever, like a couple days later, they cancel it. And that's why it kind of works out when on shows on cable that they have those pilots, right? They have one episode, and if it works out or not, then they will continue or not.
But usually we don't see the pilot usually.
So, but there's always that, with the shows, there's always a pilot on cable. Yeah. It's always one. Either they get picked up and they actually show like 2-3 episodes, whatever, like then they go from there. But with Netflix, that's why they have so many shows that they never pass the first season. There's so many good ones. It's like
Netflix wants to hit a certain mark and they don't hit it and they drop it when they really should give it time to breathe, like fine wine, right? Like you can't just cut a show before it gets going. Like even networks, in the heyday gave it a chance and played with like timing and
like I'm still bitter about October faction,
Oh, that was a hard one for it.
Yes, because I freaking love. I love that book, and then once I understood that it was, the beginning before where the book starts, it makes sense, and it's just if they would have shown, I don't know, explain a little bit better or said something like, hey, let's
give it 2 seasons.
Yeah, like, or explain, why, like, this is like a before the comic. If you read the comics, it's before the comic, and let it grow,
Okay, but here's the real question, Lucy and JoJo and Jen. This is what I want to know. People are like, oh, Something's Killing the Children can't get any hotter. So do you guys just see these, sorry, Carlito, do you see these books just going even higher now?
I do, yes.
I mean, higher than they already are. It's insane. No. This market's been crazy. But now that you have this out there, it's like, I saw this meme on somebody's Facebook that everybody was like talking about this. Then you see Black Widow in the background, like kind of looking down because nobody gave a shit this weekend. They were all talking about this.
Well, they already did like 40 million, right? Last night, Lucas on the Drunken Chat said they already did 40 million.
Is that good?
But I guess they need the 500, right? That's what I kind of understood as what he was saying. So
they need 500, but they have time. Like I'm going to see it Tuesday. Like I'm jam packed with work. So even did I want to see it Thursday?
Yeah.
Would I normally have called off? But am I out of days? I'm out of PTO days, so I can't. So I'm like, okay, Tuesday I'm going to be there to watch it.
Yeah.
So you guys are all holding right now. Hold your comics right now. No selling.
I would hold. Dr. Sleep is pretty good. I think I would.
I really like Dr. Sleep. Yes.
I would trust these guys, but I don't know. Like until you see a trailer, that's when it's gonna.
Well, technically, this is where the rule of 3 comes in. Ideally, when you believe in a book, you at least have 3. So the first is on Option News, trailer, and then right before the film drops. I mean, unless you really like it, then keep 4, then you have to keep 1.
I kind of effed up because I sold I only had 2, and then I sold last year when I started selling. I sold, I think it was a year. Like I sold it. I mean, I got 200 out of it, but it's still way better than what I bought it for like what, $3? Like it's way better than,
That's what Carlito's saying. He's like, it's still fine because I ordered them at cover price. So it's like, you can't be
yes, you can,
crazy greedy, right?
But right now, I think right now I've been thinking about it since I heard the news because obviously I have the Frozen, the cover A, those two I have them CGC. First one got 9.8, and the other one got 9.6, the regular cover. And I have the J. Lee cover. So I have those 3 covers, right?
Mhm.
And I have, I think it's like a third print, number 1.
So you still got plenty of good stuff hiding behind the scenes.
So
You're
then
good.
I'm contemplating on selling number 1.
Well, the 9.6, right?
Well, the 9.6, yeah.
Yeah.
That might not be a bad idea because you would do the 9.6 now while the heat's like building, and then you could save the other one for when it drops.
It's a 900. Like, well, what I've seen, they have sold
seriously
at 900.
Wow. That's
but it's a
amazing.
9.8. It's like a 1250 or something like that.
1200. Wait, so did you buy it graded, or did you send it in to get graded?
I sent it to get graded.
I've never done that.
I've never done that either.
For it. I sent it with my husband's boss, so like he sent a bunch, and I know he pays like for the cheaper one. I don't know what they call.
Yeah, the vendor dealer
the business kind of. Yeah, so like we didn't pay like what we paid $25, I think, per book that we sent, 30 maybe. So say 30. I mean, everything together was like 33 with the book and the CGC $30. So
yeah, well,
I'm still winning if I sell it at 900.
We'll kind of see. It's let's see. I'm reading all the comments here. Everybody's talking. They said that Dr. Sleep kind of bombed at the box office.
I liked it, but it's so good.
I liked it.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it was a little weird. It was weird, but I liked it. Does that make sense? I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, it was different.
I know. Yeah, I really like it too. And it took me forever. I think I watched it this year. I think I want to say this year. I'm not sure, but I know I watched it recently. And shit. Can you guys hear me fine? I just saw my mic kind of like went.
That's better.
Okay, sorry. It was like this, and then it went like this.
Yeah. So guys, if you're just hopping in, I just saw a couple new people hop in. Welcome into Nearing Nerdvana. We go live every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't already, follow us on Facebook and Instagram so you know every week what show we're doing. Jen and Lucy and I also do Comic Book Women on Tuesdays over on the Tales from the Flipside channel. And JoJo has her own show and channel as well, Flicks and Comics. So thank you guys all for joining. This is our fan focus right now. We're just talking about how everybody was discussing something is killing the children being picked up. But yeah, so back to the Black Widow thing though. It's doing okay. I just feel like nobody cared, but maybe I'm totally wrong.
What Black Widow?
Wait, don't talk about too much. I've been avoiding spoilers.
No, I'm talking about the performance at the box office. It's been doing okay at the box office.
So right, I've been seeing a lot of people that they're going
we'll find
to
out probably Monday.
So,
Monday we'll have a better idea.
Yeah,
like I said, so far last night I know Lucas said they were at like a 40 million so far. So we'll see.
Predicting over 80 million. That's okay.
Yeah, so they're already 40. So.
Do you think Disney Plus will ever let us know how much they pull in from?
Well, we're planning to watch it on here at home because I don't know. I think Sam was saying that we want to watch it this weekend. So today's fights, so probably tomorrow we'll watch Black Widow. But
yeah. I don't know what's up with like the streaming services that never give up that information for some reason.
What did Chat said? What did he give? What
he gave Mel? Oh, sorry, I should pull it back up. I don't know why he gave Mel a 9.8. Something is killing the children #1 prison for a giveaway. It's going in the Ultra box. He said he's having the giver's remorse. He's kidding. He's totally kidding. He's like the nicest guy ever. But that's I'm having remorse. For you.
Know.
I know. Now you need to win that box back.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious if he did. He's like, yes.
Creates a different account.
I know. Put your wife's account, your kids, your everybody who has an account, throw them in there so they can go into the box.
Win it back. All right. You guys ready to move on to the main segment?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So tonight's main segment, we are talking about comics that are being or have been converted over into movies, and Jen, as a special little treat, has included some extra stuff. You'll see here. Let's kick it off.
Wait, to be fair, #1, there's so many adaptations, so it was really hard for us to pick. So this is just going to be a part 1. We will revisit this later because it was really tough.
Yes, we have to come back.
Yeah, so we all each picked 2, but we know that there's like hundreds more. So just
which made things.
It was hard to pick them. I was just like,
it was hard.
Let's just do this too, because it's just hard to pick. Yeah,
I just kept thinking of more and more. I'm like, damn it, no, this one, no, this one.
Chad loves you even more, Lucy. Look at it. All right, okay, here we go. Jen, you are up first.
Oh wait, okay, okay. So Rocketeer. I love this movie. Right now it's available on Disney Plus. It came out in June 1991. I was in first grade, and I saw this, and I was just like, amazing. Now, to this day, I'm now 37. I watch this, and I can watch it over and over. Like I still have retained that with this movie. And also now as an adult and like years later, Jennifer Connelly, it's just cool to like see where they were and where they are now. And then if you guys watch it, the singer at the South Seas Club is Jan from The Office, and she sings in Rocketeer, and it's awesome.
Oh, now I have to go back and watch it. I can't remember.
I don't remember. I might have watched, but I don't remember. I need to watch this for sure. You said it's on Disney.
Yeah, Disney Plus.
Right? Yeah.
And then Malcolm, that's his friend that he has to save. That's the clown in the airplane. When I rewatched, I'm like, hey, that's Pa Kent from Lois and Clark vs. Superman. So there's just so many people in this, and like when I was out in California, I got to go to the observatory. And like a little kid, I was like, oh, this is where the gangsters and the FBI joined forces and fought against the Nazis. And I even as a kid, it was so cool to see the bad guys hook up with the good guys to defeat a worse bad guy. So that's cool. I love Rocketeer. And I was so like, that got me into like Dave Stevens, and I was super excited for IDW was supposed to reboot it. I know people were kind of like, oh, it's supposed to be a female. I'm like, I don't care. I just want new Rocketeer stories. And then, dude, they had multiple covers for number 1, and they had number 2, and then it got canceled. And I'm like, someone at IDW has the covers and the story. I want to see it so bad. Can't they just put it out? And
you would think it would do really well too, right?
Well, I know that like people I've talked to who are like more diehard than I am were like, oh, like and their ideas were cool too, because it's like, well, why couldn't it just be the kid of Jenny and Cliff, right?
Oh.
Or because PB still had the thematics at the end of the movie, so why couldn't you just do it like years later and they could reprise their roles? And I'm like, oh, yes, but I don't care. IDW, just if someone can leak it to me, just so I can read what maybe was planned. Like, I love Rocketeer so much.
I can't get over the fact that you just said they're more diehards than you.
Yeah, I know. Like, what does that look like? What does it look like?
Because they have like the helmets. They have like, I've wanted a helmet for a long time, but I want like one that you can like put on,
like props.
So, yeah. So a lot of people know that Star Slayer 1, 2, and 3 are like first cameos and appearances, and then the Pacific Presents number 1 is like him on the cover, and like the full story is Rocketeer. It all kind of ranges in price when I was like looking it up. Star Slayers are like, I mean, I find them in dollar bins all the time, and I just go yoink because I like it. But like between $5 and then 9.8, I think like 103 every now and then. It really depends because it's the Rocketeer, so it's not like there's a Netflix coming out tomorrow, right? So you have to really like it.
Yeah,
so it's super attainable. But I got really excited about the helmet again. It's like $280, but look at the strap. Like it's one you could like put on.
That's awesome.
And then the poster, the Mondo poster, was like $450, and I was like, oh, that looks so cool.
Oh, that is so crazy.
And then they did the statues like going for like it sold for $600. But what really got me was the vintage 91 promo shirt. I was like, oh,
that's a cool shirt.
For $229. So definitely.
I wonder if you can find those like at a thrift shop.
But you have to look, and that's the whole point of this slide, is to keep you guys aware and apprised of like things you might not know. Like I know when I go to estate sales, people tend to go past all the paper, right? And go past posters and close all the time and beeline it for the comics.
Yeah.
I understand why. I completely understand why. But like that t-shirt's $59. So like
That's awesome.
I'll see if I can get Anthony to make like a Bird City Comics version of the Rocketeer, just so we can have like a knockoff version of it. It'll be free, so we can afford that.
I once told somebody this is one of the cosplays that if I could ever get together, like the suit and the helmet, I would definitely like walk around on Saturday.
Just all proud. I like how excited you got over the little straps. I love you, Jen. I really do. She's like, it has little straps. So
come on, his outfit is super cool with like the jacket and how it opens up and like
it is cool.
I don't know. It's cool. If you guys get a chance, Disney Plus.
Ever Jen showing what to buy or forgives. Yeah. that'd be really good. Yeah, this is a solid pick, and it came with a little bit of spec. So hopefully you guys let us know if you like this format where we're still taking the stuff that we're nerding out over and just kind of adding a little bit of a insight into what some of the merchandise for it's going and all that.
Yeah. Well, because the Star Star came out in 82 and the movie came out in 91. So there's definitely, it was interesting to see like there's at least around a decade before, right? Ballpark, it gets closer. The later you get, or earlier, the closer you get to present day, the window shrinks.
Well, I think this is a solid pick. Well done, Jen. Love it.
For sure. Awesome.
Girls, do you have anything you want to add to this before we move on to the next one?
No, I just had no idea about all this. It's kind of cool.
That's the other thing. Jen and I didn't show the girls the slides, so they're learning too. This is all like, they're like, wow. All right, next up, I chose The Mask. This is one of those movies. Okay,
solid choice.
Is she not like the hottest she's ever been in this movie? Specifically, Cameron Diaz was actually supposed to be played by Anna Nicole Smith. It was like this close. They didn't want Cameron Diaz because she had no acting experience. She had just come out of a modeling agency.
She's not a good actress.
I mean, I've never really seen her in anything
either.
Movie-wise.
A reality show.
Oh yeah, they wanted Anna Nicole Smith. Cameron Diaz actually didn't even get the role until 7 days prior to going into production. They made her audition like 12 times before they finally took her on. But I think that she is just
Yes.
I mean, I had a hard time watching this movie. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is making me question everything. But anyway. Am I right? I mean, she's stunning. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so the movie came out, I believe, in 94. Obviously, you have Jim Carrey. He was the only person I could imagine playing this role. They said that since he was so animated with his body movements, they saved a ton of money not having to like digitally enhance the movie because he was able to be so like Jim Carrey-ish, you know?
Well, and I think it helped that his thing because it was impressions. So I think this helped because the way he's acting is like a lot. I feel like it's like a lot of impressions. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And he wasn't supposed to. He's only had the teeth in during like silent scenes, but he actually trained himself to be able to talk with them, and so he could keep them in during all the scenes, which is just kind of crazy. Yeah, she was super hot in this movie. Like there's that outfit where she's wearing the black, like the pinstripe looking dress. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I think, yeah. Yep.
But gorgeous.
Red
the dog.
dress.
You what?
Remember the dog gets the mask?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't think the dog was in the original comic book series, which was written by Mike Richardson. Right? Yeah. That was a Dark Horse comic, but it was a lot darker than the movie. The comic book itself was like a bunch of horror stories, and he would just go psycho and start killing people. Actually, I should probably move to the next slide before I get too much into that. So Dark Horse Presents over there. I mean, this is where you first see the mask, but again, the comic book series was different. He was known as Big Head, was the main character.
I know that there wasn't enough room on the slide because didn't want to be like too slide heavy.
Oh my gosh.
There's an image that I'm still trying to track down the magazine it's in. I was able to find the image. So the guy, what's his name?
Big Head?
No, the guy who created them.
Oh, Mike Richardson, the writer?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in a magazine that was like a small publication, which is, again, check those magazine bins when you go to places, did a sketch, like his first thought sketch of the mask.
No shit.
And I was able to track down, it was really, oh, gosh darn it. I'm going to pull the email instead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. That's something I definitely want to hear about.
I'll say hi to John and Carlito and Trash Dash. What's up?
Ooh, there we go. Oh, yeah, the cigarettes and the mask and his catchphrase, smoking.
Oh, shoot.
Oh. That's awesome.
So in that magazine is this.
That's cool.
I could not find, like, I couldn't, like, I found the name of it. I couldn't find out what issue. I kind of know the month and I kind of know the year, but it's not, like, I need more time to, like, track that down.
No, that's really cool. That's very, very cool. But yeah, guys, if you're just joining, this is our picks for comics that have been turned into movies. I chose The Mask on this one.
I almost picked this one. I almost, like, again, because it's so hard, and I almost picked this one, but then I was like, no, I need to something that I feel that I seen a little bit recent, and this one they just added it. They just added this one on Hulu.
Nice. I actually have some of those figures. I didn't know they were worth that much.
Yeah.
Wow. No
way.
You have
yeah.
The presents ranges like 21 to 45 online raw. But I'm telling you, if you go back issue bin, sometimes people just throw those Dark Horse presents in there. Some they tend to pull the Hellboy one, but they forget about the mask. So check that. And then 9.8s go for around 200. And then for the Mayhem #1, it's like $50 to $95, and then a 9.6 sold for $120.
That's a badass cover. Who's laughing now? It's such a neat. What?
That's not that
the T-shirt sales.
I know.
What is going on with these shirts?
I don't get this. Like, I don't understand how a T-shirt could be that high.
Well, it's another promo. So when you click on it, it's so like the Rocketeer. So every movie in the olden days had a promo shirt. So this is the Mask promo shirt.
That is cool. Again, thrift shops. We need to go to those thrift shops and look for them.
How would you be able to tell, like, the vintage T-shirts from, like?
Oh, it's the tag. The tag.
And the tag will say, like, it's movie singles.
Yeah, they all have this. So if you see, because there's ones that, like, redo it that are, like, not. You have to just look for the tag, and even the one that is the white one is from '96, so that's 2 years later, and it's still going for.
Yeah, so, it's a lot. It's insane. I'm gonna look for those and be rich.
There's even Taco Bell. I got rich
that came out.
And they're $110 a piece.
Oh no! So the '97 one for 110. Those are like the action figures with the cardstock. There's Taco Bell toys for, like, I think someone has the whole entire set with the box it came in. Like you got as like a kid for like $50.
Oh, that's not too bad then.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Wait, Jojo, I want to see your statue. Where is it?
My statue? Which statue?
The mask one.
The toys.
I have. Yeah, I have some of the figures, but
have them
they're in my garage. I could go grab them.
No, I don't want to make you go dig them out. If they were, like, behind you, that would have been one thing. But yeah, $450 for the statue. It's pretty incredible. They said that Warner Brothers was supposed to do a trilogy with Jim Carrey, and it was supposed to bring Cameron Diaz out of her retirement. Would you guys go see it if they did it?
Hell yeah.
Right?
Yes. Well, they have the cartoon also, right? Like, do you guys remember the cartoon?
Yep. Yeah, I used to love that cartoon.
Yeah, I used to watch it. And the dog used to use the mask a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good cartoon.
All right. Well, that was my first pick, and let's move on to the next one. Who do we have next? Ooh, Lucy, you're up.
Constantine. He's so hot. This one came out 2005, the beginning of the 2005. And I mean, and it was from the book Hellraiser. Oh my God, this movie is just so. I knew this one was like my pick right away. I was like, I need to like Constantine.
I think it's actually Constantine.
Constantine.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's like a common misconception that people pronounce it Constantine, but it's actually supposed to be Constantine. People in the chat, can you verify if that's right or not? Because otherwise, I'm gonna sound like a total jackass. I know Constantine sounds odd, doesn't it?
Constantine.
I think it is. I'm not positive, but I think it is. Shit, now I'm turning red. Okay, continue.
No. I love this movie. I remember watching it, and I just thought again, when I watched it, I didn't know it was based on the comic book. Like I just thought it was another Keanu Reeves awesome movie. And seeing what's his name? Oh my goodness, Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, yeah.
I've only seen him on even Steven, and seen him and this character that I was just like, oh, please don't die, please don't die. And it was just such a good character. The Tilda Swin, how do you pronounce her name? That she plays Gabriel.
She's really Tyndall. She's
so good. She's so good. I love her. I hate her. I don't know, but it just it's, I don't know. It's just such a good movie. And didn't they say they might do a second one, or they might do another one or something like that with him?
I did hear rumblings of that.
Yeah, it will be amazing if they bring him back and do this again. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I heard the CW show is really, like, they like him, and they brought him over from that show to other shows.
The show that they had, I never watched it. He came on here, the guy, I remember, for like a little con thing, and I didn't get to see him, but I saw him from far away, the guy. But I never watched the show. Did you guys watch it?
I'm going to. It's on my to-do list.
The comics have made it clear, though, guys, on multiple occasions, that John Constantine says his name rhymes with pine or line. So it is Constantine. Isn't that weird?
That is so weird.
I've always said Constantine.
And that's crazy that on Rotten Tomatoes it has like 46%.
Ooh.
That is so stupid crazy. Like, why?
Well, I need to rewatch it
because I don't understand it, or what?
It's been a while.
I know, on YouTube and Amazon currently it's $3.99. I couldn't find it for free.
Yeah, no, I know. I think where did we watched it? Where did we watch Constantine? We were watching Constantine. Constantine? It was on HBO. They just took it down. Look at Laura. It's all I read.
You're making me look. I'm not being a total pain in the ass, but
no,
I'm just right now. Sorry.
No. It's funny.
I'll call it Constantine. I'll just call it Constantine. I swear.
It's just because we're not used to it to say it,
Yeah. See, it's just a little trivia. I don't know where I heard that, but
that's something good to know.
It's kind of like I was saying Mark Millar, and like, no, it's Mark Miller. He's people and things, and I was like, oh shoot, okay, Mark Miller, sorry.
Is Mark Miller?
Perez and Perez too.
Yeah.
I think this would have been a good pick last week also, because water plays such a huge role in this film. True. It acts as like a conduit between heaven and hell, which is obviously derived from like biblical mythology, because you have to be baptized to become, a follower of God. So the water playing, remember her in the bathtub and everything? It was such a huge role in this whole film. So another way, Jen, you've ruined me for life. I always look at water now in horror films and how it gets. Oh yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say, I didn't think. Is it like I just thought about it. Like I'm trying to put it together in my head. Hold on, give me. But the water, right, kind of takes you like the realm in Stranger Things. That's how.
Oh yes.
Goes to the other side, right? So they use kind of like water, like that. It kind of the same. So
they have those water tanks, so you can like relax and decompress to be weightless.
Yeah, it's interesting. The director said that there's something about water that is uncontrollable. He said that, like the characters, you think that you can control life and death, but in the end, they're wrong. Which is kind of
You're right, Laura. It is. It's not pronounced Constantine. Constantine. That's right. We did not blame the movie for this one. John Constantine was. Sorry,
I'm gonna
saying
apply
like
it.
that.
I'm gonna apply it.
I think Keanu Reeves said it in an interview. I think that's where I heard this.
Yeah, it was butchered because of comic book readers. The actual pronunciation of Constantine name.
It's like Clementine, I guess.
Not teen.
Yeah.
Popular belief. Oh, given the subtitles difference, the movie may not have managed to rectify that error. But if you have if you have Keanu Reeves' number, you're welcome to tell him that we have all been pronouncing Hellblazer wrong.
See, so you learn something new every day.
Yeah. I had to look at it like just to make sure that you're not wrong.
I'm gonna pronounce it right from now on.
Good. Okay. All right. What was this one, Lucy? This is all of the comics for it.
That is a crazy. I only. Which one?
So the saga of the Swamp Thing. It's like the first cameo, and then there's another cameo in the sampler, and then like the first full is the Swamp Thing with the yellow, which is the one that goes for the most.
About that one. Okay, I only knew that one was like because it's a little bit more expensive on that one. I remember I wanted that one, and I just kept seeing it go up and up and up. And
hey, girls, can I interrupt really quick?
Yeah,
just really, really fast. Comics with Bueller's in the house. He wanted to thank us for saying such wonderful things about him on the last show. Having 4 ladies talk about me in a positive way was fantastic. My ex-wife couldn't believe it. You're welcome, Bueller. It was our pleasure.
He's like, send it to her. I'm like, look.
I know, right? He clipped it out.
I'm nice.
There's some proof, right? We had Bueller was our spotlight last week. So if you guys haven't checked out Comics with Bueller, please subscribe to that channel. He's fantastic. So yeah, he's in the chat right now. All right, continue, girl. Sorry. What were you guys saying?
Okay. Oh, no, Jen was saying that. I thought again, like there's so many like which ones are the first appearance and stuff like that. But Swamp Thing, it is the first full appearance of Constantine.
The yellow cover, yeah.
Yeah, I won that cover. And on Hellblazer, that was like his first
solo
title, right? And I love that cover.
But the saga of the Swamp Thing, besides that classic cover, raw goes between like $29 and then like a 9.4 sold for $87. So I don't know how you feel about cameos. How do you feel about cameos? Do you like cameos?
Not really.
First full?
I like
gotta catch them all.
I guess.
Yeah. I
think I don't know. Depends on the book, I think. Like depends. I'm gonna see like because I a lot of the times I go mostly because of the cover. So if I like the cover and it's just a cameo, then I'll get it. If not, I'm like, hey, whatever. I can.
Because I think the sampler is by far the cheapest. It's like $15, but I've seen it again in dollar bins, and then usually I look at it and I'm like, I'll get it next time.
I have never seen that book.
Really?
I know, because I would totally pick that up just based off the cover.
I'm like looking at that shirt to see if I can find it. It's $31. That's not bad. Pre-owned. I don't know if I want somebody else's sweat.
You can just wash it. Just wash it like vinegar.
Just kidding. Because it's the same thing when you go to thrift shops. And I like shopping at thrift shops. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the statues they don't go as bad.
Almost $700.
No, and I'm sure they're like they must be limited too, right? There must be numbers, so that's not so bad. Yeah,
that's steep. $700. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty pricey.
Yeah,
in the action figure, the black box one, like that's not so bad, but it looks just like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. I think this is a solid pick, Lucy. So, guys, if you haven't for some reason watched Constantine, I said it wrong. Shit. Constantine. Constantine. You need to watch it. This was one of Lucy's picks. So let's keep cruising. You are up, JoJo.
Yes, Road to Perdition. Oh my gosh. When I first saw this, I was in high school, and it definitely left an impact with me, changing the mood up a bit. It's a little darker than a lot of other stuff, but I don't know. I just, something about this film just hit me hard, and there's just a lot of symbolism when it comes to, you know, exploring good, evil, and like the in between, kind of these ambiguous characters and their motivations, and how like it's not always black and white, you know? So it's basically about this father figure who is actually part of the mob, and he goes and kills people for a living. And it's during the Great Depression, so that's like basically his whole reason, is that's the only way that he can make a living for his family. And he was kind of like indoctrinated into it because he was a soldier, and then after being, you know, in the army or whatever, he became part of the mob immediately. So that's all he really ever knew. And so his kid actually hops into his car one day and sees him commit these crimes and kill people, and that kind of really affected him. And it's just, the whole movie is basically about the kid kind of dealing with those feelings of like loss of innocence and stuff, and the dad, their relationship, father and son, and how something like that could really affect the dynamic and all that. So it's really tragic, but it's a really, really good movie. I think it should have gotten Best Picture that year, but it didn't. But yeah, Tom Hanks is in it, Jude Law, Daniel Craig.
How did Tom Hanks do? I've never seen this, but I can't picture him in like a
he is such a good actor that this movie, like, you're just like, it just, because I just watched the Terminal on Netflix, and like his acting just pulls you in and you believe him. So in this film, like I was telling Jojo, or you guys, there's a couple scenes that were filmed in Geneva, which is next to where I grew up. So I remember when we had to clear out the art gallery, and they filmed a scene in there. And just, but he just pulls you in. Like, he's such a good actor.
All right, I gotta watch this one. I've heard a lot.
Everyone did a great job in this film, like acting wise, and even the little kid. That's the dude from Superman, from the CW. That little boy is
Tom Welling?
No, the other Superman, the newer one, Tyler Hoechlin.
Oh, yeah, Tyler Hutchin something.
Something like that. Yeah, which I was like surprised when I saw that, because I knew he looked familiar, but I didn't know from where. And I used to watch this movie all the time, so that's probably where it was from. But yeah, great movie. Kind of, like I said, darker tone. So it is a slower paced film, but it's just beautifully shot too, and like just a lot of symbolism.
Where can we watch this if I wanted to watch this tonight? Do you know?
Isn't it on Netflix, or hang on, I have notes. Netflix. It should be on Netflix. If not Netflix, then YouTube for $2.99.
Okay, and it's worth $2. It sounds like
for sure.
Okay,
so,
and it is a comic, because someone was like, it's a comic. It's like, came out in 98.
Yeah, I actually did read this because of the movie. I was intrigued by that, and I was like, oh man. So I did, and it's pretty much, it's actually almost a direct adaptation. Slight differences, mostly between like father and son dynamic. They emphasize it more in the movie, but for the most part, it reads like a storyboard basically for the movie.
Oh, that's cool. I like it when it does that.
Cool.
It's been reprinted a ton. But the first, and I looked for the floppies forever, and it came out as a graphic novel. So what you're seeing with the lighter, it looked like that. And then the one with the Tom Hanks in the middle, that's, of course, came out, it reprinted it with the movie cover. And then there's like a part 2 to the story. But yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it it's tough to track down because I've never come across, like, I don't go through trade paperbacks, but I'm gonna start doing that because some trades do go for crazy money. But this one, it ranges between like 16 and 35, but I'm sure if you go to like a used bookstore, you might be able to find it.
Yeah, sure. And then there were more too that followed. I haven't read that one yet, but I do have the graphic novel. It's a continuation of the story, so that'll be interesting to read.
Yeah.
But what was really hard was finding things that were for sale.
I was gonna say, what's this hat about here?
That's why I was like, when I was seeing the other slides, I'm like, what did she get?
You get a hat.
So as far as like sales, to the far right, that poster, that's like an art poster, sold for like $97 plus shipping. And I thought it looked really beautiful. So that's the poster's the right hand side. There's another poster that looks more like the movie poster that you're seeing that went for like $41. So I'm like, oh, posters. This is, again, when you get a chance to go through people's posters, sometimes you never know. There could be a movie poster in there. But those sold recently too. I think it was like May or June.
Wow.
But then this hat, I was like, that's hilarious. It hasn't sold yet. So if you really, really want it for $60. But it was
I need a Road to Perdition hat.
Right? You do.
Next
or best offer.
Like, remember this sad movie?
But you can be like, best offer, right? Like maybe $20. Be like, listen.
That's funny. That's good. It's a good one.
Solid pick. The chat went nuts on this one, JoJo. So very well done on this. I think you nailed it on this pick. I'm sold. I think I'm gonna.
It's really good.
We already have two on the list, Laura. We have Rocketeer and this one.
Yeah, Rocketeer I saw when I was really young, but I need to watch it again, and my kids do too.
I don't remember if I have.
You and me got to finish this one, and we'll have to do like a review or a recap on next week's Nearing Nerdvana.
Yes.
All right, next up, Jen.
Okay.
The tone is everywhere here, right?
I know, right? So,
I'm such a perv. I swear.
Okay,
what are you looking at, Lucy? Eyes up, Lucy.
Because when I was thinking about movies that were adapted, there were like three that popped in my head like right away, right? Rocketeer, TMNT, and The Phantom. The Phantom is what got me. It was my first technically reading comics because it was in the Sunday paper, right? Spider-Man was my first physical copy I bought, but every Sunday I would cut these strips out to like form the comic, and so I had like a whole notebook because I would glue them in my notebook so I could read them all. And when the movie came out in '96, I was in 6th grade, and I was so excited because I was like, "It's the Phantom," and everyone's like, "Who?" And I'm like, "It's the Phantom." So it's Billy Zane, and then I loved Billy Zane for the longest time until he broke my heart in Titanic because I was like, "Oh, you're a bad guy now."
Yeah.
Dang it. Chrissy Swanson's in it, and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Holy smokes.
Call me with Catherine Zeta-Jones. I love her.
Holy smokes. Catherine Zeta-Jones. Like, so they did such a great job, I thought, as a kid. And then I rewatched it and I'm like, okay, I can see where they could have done things a little bit different, but I still enjoy it. I still like it. But to me, like, in my mind, because of reading the Sunday papers, he's always been like the original, like, hero. And I like it. I mean, there's some weird stuff like in the movie, but I was really hoping they would do more, and then it just kind of like, yeah.
I think this should be Brandon Barton's Halloween costume. Agreed? Let's put Brandon Barton in that.
What? Oh.
Come on, Barton, you can do this.
Say the grapes. They call them the grapes. I see grapes for sure.
Oh, no, not the grape man. No. I mean, he had in some iterations, he had a red costume. I think that was like the foreign one. So Ace Comics, let's see if I can find my notes. Ace Comics number 11, Raw, 1,800, and then a 3.5 sold for 2,258.
Wow. Yeah.
So I was like, dang it. That's not a reach a little bit. The next one you see is Ace Comics 143. That's his first cover. And then this is where I'm like, what? Who bought it for $12.95? Like $12.95. I'm like, that must have been like a stealth buy. And then like 3.0s, it was saying like someone bought it for 120. But then when I looked up for like recent ones, like I couldn't find any because I couldn't find it. So I was like, oh, those lucky ducks, because I would have bid on that.
Yeah.
And then the Phantom #1 came out like in the 60s. Oh, that's right. Sorry. So the Ace comics you're seeing came out like in 1938, which is why it's so expensive.
Yeah.
And then the one on the right hand side, 62, raw 192, 9.8 sold for 349. So these are like the Phantom #1 on the right hand side with his dog Devil. I'm looking for it, but I'm never finding it. And then I was just surprised that someone had his belt buckle for $50. I was like, oh,
it's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Right? That's a belt buckle. And then I thought it was cool too that someone had a 35 millimeter of the film and it sold for $200. And I'm like, oh, now I gotta get a 35 millimeter, like.
Oh yeah.
To watch it.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be cool to watch a movie like on the spool?
I would love that.
I think that'd be really neat. It would hit different.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a you're just seeing like the statue for $335 with Devil again. I love that dog. And then there's a figure. Well, so the $350 toy, someone got like a base for it, like I just need more money. That's what I need.
Don't we all?
We all do.
Hey Jen, look at this. They like the inclusion of recent memorabilia sales.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. It's different angles.
It's really fun.
Yes.
And then like Lee Frank came up with them in 1936. Like, whoa. So I don't know about you guys, but like I hope that throughout the years there's a cartoon in the 90s that I watched for a little bit that was like Phantom 20 something, and it was like him in the future because what it is it's like it's always passed down, and he has like two cool like these rings that like if he brands you with it, like one's good or one gives you good luck but doesn't really brand you, and then one's bad and it's like you're like a phantom, like bad guy forever. I don't know. I don't know.
Very cool. Yeah. So guys, if you have a couple extra $100, you can get some memorabilia, get a belt buckle. The belt buckle's pretty sick.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I think we'd all wear that. We should get matching ones. Yeah. All right. Let's keep cruising here. Okay. Next up, I chose Men in Black. This is just one that I think, some people hate this movie and I get it. Some people just are just like, oh, it's so cheesy, but
I love this movie.
Right. I do too. Tommy Lee Jones was originally supposed to be played by Clint Eastwood, which I could totally see. But he passed on the role, so it ended up going to.
I'm kind of glad he did because I really love Tommy in this one.
Yeah, the director didn't want to work with him because he had like a reputation of a temper. But he said that after they started working with him, he was fine. They just it wasn't an issue at all. But so Men in Black was actually a 6-issue comic book series that was released by writer Lowell Cunningham from 1990 to 1991. It was much darker. Again, like my earlier pick, like The Mask, this is a much darker series if you read the original comics. And it centered more, not just on aliens, but all like realms of supernatural, demons, werewolves. They kind of pulled away from that a little bit. But I like this movie. I think that a lot of people are like, wait, this was a comic book? And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think the comic is, but I thought it would. The comic came out after, like with some of them, like Ghostbusters. I don't know. I don't think it was a comic first. It was a comic book after, right? So I thought this was kind of it. I thought it was gonna be like that too. But that's awesome.
It's interesting. I'm noticing a theme with these, earlier 90s maybe. TMNT was also darker. In the comics before the movies and the show made it super goofy. And then same with The Mask, same with Men in Black.
Who will hate on this movie? Like, I think the latest ones, I think those are not as good. Yeah. I don't know. Like, they were okay.
I haven't watched it yet.
But I think the last one, the Thor is in it and Valkyrie.
Yeah, I want to watch it. I haven't yet.
But I see, I
Super
see
nostalgic.
a little bit, I think. But this first one is so, and the second one too was so good. I really.
Mhm.
Did you guys ever go on the ride?
Yeah.
The right? Oh no,
Yeah. You like sit in this thing and you're shooting at aliens. It's fun.
Yeah, I suck at that.
Right? Anthony will score like 400,000 and I'm at like 17. I'm like, how did you do that?
And I thought I was doing so good too. I was feeling real good about myself. Like, bing, bing, bing. And like next thing I know,
nothing.
like, how do you have 3 times the amount of points?
Yeah. Anyways, interesting fact about this one too. I'm kind of nerding a little bit over this, but they actually used real life cockroaches. Remember the cockroaches that throughout the film?
No
They
way.
trained them and had them like attached to a little wire to make them walk. They didn't actually kill any of them because, like, you know, like what's the PETA for cockroaches? Well, whatever that is, wouldn't allow them to harm the cockroaches. So they're like, for real. So when they smushed one, it was just a mustard packet sound because the other cockroaches were trained to walk in a straight line.
How do you train a cockroach?
Cockroaches are smart and resilient. They're like pigeons.
Well,
Yeah.
we know they're resilient, but
You ever watched
smart?
Joe's Apartment?
It's actually pronounced cockroaches. You guys need to learn how to speak tonight.
Well,
I'm the only one that knows how to pronounce, right?
English was my second language. And JoJo is it too, right?
Yeah.
So we have an excuse. What's your excuse, Jen?
Jen's all, damn, I got nothing. Okay, so Jen, I have a question about this slide. So the Men in Black in the center, that's the original comic, and then the one on the side is the trade paperback, the one that looks like Donald Trump on the cover. Yeah. But what is this one over on the far left?
Okay, so I deep dove.
Okay.
Martin Mystery is an Italian comic / magazine sort of type that first had the idea for like the Men in Black. Basically, in it is an organization that its job is to shut down anything that's like not status quo. So like aliens and like that whole like realm. And like I'm still doing more research, so I'm not done, but the Men in Black has ties to this, that like without this you wouldn't have gotten the next. So I mean,
it ties in.
Love that cover in the middle, like that girl. Awesome.
Yeah, that was by Aircell Publisher, which I think later became was it Malibu Comics or Malibu Publisher? I don't remember. They don't exist anymore. Yeah, I think I just ruined that cover. Everybody thinks it looks like Donald Trump, doesn't it, Lucy?
Yes, I swear I thought about that for like then you said it, and I'm like, oh.
So the Martin Mr. A came out in 1982, and then the comic book for Men in Black came out in 1990.
Okay, so
if you're really into like deep diving and like what's like, because Men in Black being an organization that does what it does, its first like thought or iterations were in the Martin one. But that's, again, it's like Italian, so it might be a good book to ask Robert about. Remember Robert?
Yeah, that would be
right.
And yeah, somebody in the chat said I like it because of the pug. That's true. I am a pug lover. So the pug was one of the coolest characters here. And I think I read a bunch about the pug a while back, and it was bought for like $300. Somebody was like just selling pugs, and it ended up being like the most pampered diva pug. It had like its own like studio area for the production, and super pampered little pug. But okay, come on, JoJo. Would you not kill for a neuralizer?
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be so neat. Just walk around and be like, Anthony.
You're like, Lauren, for that price to erase all my sins? For sure.
Ooh, yes, erase my sins.
But it is coming from the UK. So I know it says 38, but it's 37 shipping. So it's like closer to $70. But
man, shipping's a lot. What the hell?
Yeah, that's pretty pricey. But again, if I could just be like, click. Your wife was not watching TikTok until 2 a.m. last night, right? Okay, go about your day. The bootleg Men in Black wrap T-shirt, $670.
So it's
54 bids. So I was like, what? Why?
Mind blowing.
Again,
what the hell? That is dumb. Why? Just make one yourself at home and. I don't know.
I'm sure people say that about comics too, to be honest.
No, but I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna buy a fake one,
but it's a bootleg that's vintage from like way back.
how do you know though?
I don't know.
I wouldn't like, unless, did you see like that they have like a I don't know, like, how do you like verify that it's true? Like,
I mean, in the realm that I've been like looking at, the tag is everything, but there has to be a story behind this. I didn't have time to like find out the story.
Yeah,
I think the real question is, what are we doing with our lives, girls? We need to go into t-shirts.
Right?
There is a market for this shit. Like, what are we doing? We have jobs. Why? We should just sell t-shirts. Go and spend our days hunting down thrift shops and posting them on eBay. Guys,
right?
I mean, seriously, you could. There's some cash to be made here. I bet even like the Looney Tunes and the old vintage cartoons probably have similar shirts that go for.
And then I thought it was cute the car.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
Is it 500? Is it? So it's number 500.
Oh, it's the type of car. Remember that we drive in the movie.
Look at you at Flash. I did not just buy a $300 pair of shoes. That's cute. All right, moving on. Lucy, you're up again.
Yay. Okay, so this one is Kingsman. I really like this movie. When I first of all, I like what's his name? Tyrone. How do you pronounce his name?
Egon.
What is it? Tyrone. It's Taron.
Edgerton.
Huh?
Something Edgerton, right?
Edgerton. That's his last name, but his first name it's
Taron.
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 I don't know, but I think he's so hot. He's so hot. And Colin, I always thought, since Bridget Diaries, I thought he was so cute, so adorable, nerdy looking, and I loved him. So beating to those two together, I was like, ooh, hot movie. What? I didn't know it was based on the comic book. It came out 2015. I was not into comic books yet till 2016. So when it came out, I was just like, it was the action, story, everything's really good. It's very well filmed, and it's based on the comic book by Mark. Is it Miller or Miller? And it's 6 issues. The Secret Service, and it's so good. Is that the knife? That's
so the number one that you're seeing, it's still actually, because it's been such a long time since the movie came out, the prices have dropped. So if you want to read it again or you want to pick up the floppy, it's going, where is it? Between $3 and $5, number one. And then the trade paperback, which you're seeing with the white cover, between like $5 and $15.
Not bad. But yeah, so the movie is based, because it's only 6 issues. It was basically loose, like a lot of the movies. You know, they had to change a lot. And what's his name? I got Taron.
Taron.
Yeah, there's a pug in the movie, and he's afraid of dogs. He's terrified of dogs.
Oh, really?
It's funny that obviously he's such a good actor that he had to deal with dogs. I thought it was funny. And Samuel L. Jackson, that he was not supposed to have a little list, but they added that. So fun fact, my favorite.
I like in all the movies he was wearing purple. Huh? What was it?
What did you say?
He said, fun fact, my favorite everyday sipper whiskey came as a special release based on the sequel, Old Forester Statesman.
That's cool.
That's cool.
And didn't let me see, they released another what was it? Kingsman. They brought it back again, the comic book, in 2017. And it was also a short story. I remember, I think I have issue 1. I picked up a couple of the issues because I really liked the movie. And then the second one, did you guys saw the second one? It came out 2017.
Yeah, it was really good.
I really liked it. Yeah, like so it has like 2 movies. I don't know if they might make a third one.
There's supposed to be a third one that's like a prequel.
Yeah.
Julianne Moore was amazing in that one. She was just fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, like Channing Tatum was in the second one, right? Is that the second one or the first one? Yeah,
second one.
Second one, right? I just really enjoy this movie, and I thought I was like, I was kind of between this one and Summer Wars, but then Summer Wars is based on the manga, so I didn't go with the comic.
Next time.
We should do that. Maybe we can do one based on manga, because there's so many good ones, and yeah.
Yeah, that's the prop knife there, Lucy, that you were talking about earlier. The prop fight or the pub fight scene stunt knife with a COA is $550. It's kind of cool.
Smokes.
That's pretty cool, though.
I wouldn't buy it, but it's cool.
No, I wouldn't either.
I would pass.
A sign. I think that's the cover that I think I got that, but it's a 9.8 on that one. It's signed 330. No, so if I get a sign, I think I have. I'm pretty sure. Like I bought. I know I had one, but I don't know.
It's signed by the actor.
Yeah, that'll be. Oh my God, Eddie the Eagle. That's how I know him. Eddie the Eagle, and he was Elton John Rocketman. So
yeah,
he's such a good actor.
He's really good.
The pop is cool too. Jojo, you own that one?
No, I don't.
That'd be a cool one.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Must have been when it came out, when the movie came out, maybe.
Yeah, and the glasses are almost $400.
But it just sold.
I read something about the suits too. Oh my God, what was it? I don't know. They got the inspiration of the closet from Harry Potter. I don't know. It was something I read, but like it was a lot to make the suits. It was like 1,700, 1,500 or something like that. Yeah, because they were custom. But the closets, like I remember that when they go in, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And well, it's not available like unless you rent it or you buy it on Amazon or YouTube. I don't think it's available anywhere.
Yeah, it's basically YouTube's $3.99, Amazon's $3.99. So
they didn't see anything. Shit. I hit the button.
You're rushing us? Are you rushing us?
No, I was like, voila. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Bottom left is the toy that's like that's of Colin's character, super detailed.
That's the only thing, huh? That they have like with toys or anything like that?
Yeah, they have toys of each one. They have pops of almost all the characters, but they tend to range in price. But I just thought it was really cool, like that the actor got to sign that in 9.8, and then the sunglasses were pretty cool.
Oh crap! They saw my next one. They saw it. No, damn it! They saw it. This was a solid pick, Lucy. Really cool. All right, shit. Well, guess what's next? Go ahead, Jojo.
V for Vendetta, another movie that I saw, I think my freshman year of college. Another one that left a big impact on me, mostly because I was never really huge into politics and stuff. And so when I watched it first and then I read it, but just the whole message of it was interesting to me at the time, since I was just starting to get deeper into politics at the time too, and just starting to understand things. Find myself, whatever. So this was, it's basically about oppressive government and rising up against, and not that we condone that here on Nearing Nerdvana, but we don't want any.
JoJo's inciting a riot, guys.
V obviously takes like his look and ideology from Guy Fawkes. It's actually a historic event that happened, and I'm not going to go into detail with all that, but there's definitely some history there, and so it was just interesting to learn everything about this. And then I read the graphic novel, and it's actually, the movie is loosely based on it. It's not the same, but it's also a good read. I definitely recommend it. And it's a classic, so Alan Moore wrote it, but this is a great movie. Natalie Portman's in it.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
What's that?
The trash stash is free Britney.
Well, she really shaved her head for the role.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was amazing. She was great in it.
Mhm.
And yeah, what else? Oh, Hugo Weaving as V was great as well. He was like in his prime then, because he was on Matrix, he was on Lord of the Rings, and then this. It was just really
such a good movie.
Really
I went to watch
movie.
this in theaters like 3-4 times.
Yeah.
That's how much I liked it.
Right. And yeah, just learning that it was a graphic novel, I was like, oh man, now I got to go read it. You know how that happens. That's why a lot of times people, they're like, oh, I have to read it first. I'm always like the opposite, where I'll like discover things or I'll watch things and then I realize it's a graphic novel or whatever. There's some source material there that I can dig deep and find out, new things too. So it's cool. It's a great movie. But yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, look at this. I remember, I think Jen picked this on one of our earlier shows way back in the day, and she was saying that the comics always increase in value as you near the 5th of November.
No, I was just gonna say, our show was November 5th, and that's how.
Oh, is that why we did it? Okay,
yeah. Nice. Yeah. November. What, how's it go?
Remember the 5th of November.
November. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, what do we got here for comics? What are the prices here?
So what you're seeing, the Warrior comic magazine is actually from the UK, and it predates the V for Vendetta comic book. I couldn't find sales on them. I just found that they existed, and that's where he first, so if you look really hard on the spine of the first comic, you'll see V for Vendetta right in the middle. And then he literally was like in a couple of the Warrior ones throughout. And then when you get to this cover, was the first one that was like, this is all V for Vendetta. I just couldn't, I guess when we go to the UK one day, we'll have to look or ask Robert. Just because I especially that cover in the middle.
Yeah, for sure. And then what do we got on the bottom here? We got the dagger prop replica. There's a line through it, but somewhere around $74.
You just say $50.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I like that. And then the action figures, $206, and then the t-shirt.
Again, here we go again.
It's for sale. I couldn't find any. Again, we're not near November.
Yeah.
So sales was kind of tough, but the figure just sold June 28th of recently, right? And then the dagger sold June 11th of this year. So those are recent sales in June. I just couldn't find. I'm like, well, I've been doing t-shirts for almost all of them, so I tried to find a V but yeah. So as of right now, because we're in the lull, you can typically find raw ones, if you're really lucky, between 9 and 26. And 9.8 are around 250.
Oh, that's not bad.
Again, but as you get closer to November, it starts to go back up.
Yeah. Okay.
True.
I like it.
Sorry, I'm paying attention. I'm just looking in the background because do you guys remember the Nottingham #1 cover that we did? And it was a V for Vendetta homage.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, Geek just said it.
Badass. And it sat there for weeks. And I was like, guys, buy this book. And people just weren't buying it. And then one weekend we just whoosh, they just sold out. And now they're going for $160.
Holy smokes.
So you guys did that cover? You guys, it was your City Comics
we
exclusive?
partner with 616 on this. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. Was 616 on this one?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, you guys could have got it from Bird City because Geek Driven just said a Nottingham homage for that cover. So it was.
It was the Matt Dalton one. Yeah, and it was a while ago. I'm trying to think of when this came out, but it's pretty badass. It has just the face and the big ass smile, and it's just really cool. So
real quick, the Warrior #1 that you see on the left hand side came out in 1982. So, and then the V for Vendetta comic book that we all know came out in 1988, and then the other Warrior one is issue number 19 with that came out in 84. So, if you're looking for early V stuff, good luck.
Okay, I think that was it. Wait, do you guys want to add anything on this before we go to our spotlight?
Great
No,
pick.
oh, you know what?
Awesome.
Just Sam just said, like, I didn't think about it. He's like, why didn't you pick Scott Pilgrim? Which I love Scott Pilgrim. I was like,
Yeah.
damn it.
We'll
Next
do
time.
more shows. We'll
do more
Next
shows.
time.
I think all of us off the top of our head come up with a. They were talking about it in the chat. Like somebody was saying, like, why do comic book movies kind of get ragged on a lot? And other people are like, well, I don't think they get ragged on a lot. Like maybe the MCU movies do, but like a lot of people just aren't aware that there are so many adaptations from comic book to film, which is why we wanted to kind of do this type of show. This was Lucy's idea to do this tonight, and it was such a good idea. As soon as you said it, I was like, yes, it's so much fun. All right, so let's move on. Every week we choose somebody in the community, either a YouTube station like Comics with Bueller was last week, or Instagrammer, or somebody out in the community that's participating and putting out good quality content. JoJo was one of ours a while back too, actually, right?
Yeah.
Way back. So this week, I'm going to let Lucy take the lead on who we chose.
Sheena. Sheena is amazing. We love her. JoJo, she recommended, like Laura asked JoJo, who do you want to pick? And she said Sheena. Sheena, she's just an amazing person. It's so supportive of everybody, always sharing whenever we have a show, whoever. She's super. I can say how supportive she is of everybody in the comic book community. And I know we're trying to get her hopefully one day to join us in one of the shows, but I know she's shy and everybody loves her and nobody has nothing bad to say about her. And you will see her on the comments and you will see her everywhere. I know she watches a lot of shows I mean, she's just an amazing person. And one thing I want to say, like, first, her Instagram is private, and I hardly ever follow somebody whose Instagram is private. And with her, I was just kind of like, I'm gonna follow her. I don't know.
Same thing with me. That exact same scenario.
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah, you're totally right too. I kind of misspoke earlier. This is kind of like a dual pick because JoJo did bring this one up, and then Lucy's like, I know her too. So this is a duo pick for those two. They both picked you.
Yeah, and you can see right now in the chat, everybody, they love Sheena, and yeah, like, you know, I don't know, it's just. Especially because my page, it's mostly all about like comic books and stuff like that, and want to follow other people that are collectors and stuff. So I don't know. It just felt right to follow her. I don't know.
So yeah, I've seen her around a lot. Like I guess we have a bunch of mutual friends in the community, and like Lucy was saying, she's just really supportive of everyone, and I always like seeing that, you know, because the community is not just about like we post our own stuff and and that's it. Like it's a give and take. So you should also be supporting other people, other creators and stuff, and I really like that about her. But she's also in Vegas, so I really need to meet her.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys need to get together since she's out there. Hopefully one day soon I'll go visit Vegas.
Yeah.
To meet up with both of you.
That'll be awesome.
But yeah, so she's on Instagram. Follow her on Instagram and be nice to her because she is nice to everybody. And if you see her stories are always packed of sharing other people's accounts and their posts, their shows, and I mean, it's just awesome to see how much love she has for the community. It's awesome. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I don't follow her yet, but after hearing you and JoJo just rave about her, I definitely want to. I'm gonna give her a request. So guys, if you want a request to follow her, just say that Nearing Nerdvana said that we should follow you, and
she just jumped into the chat. Look,
I know she's here, and Sheena, if you missed like what we just said about you, we're just saying how an amazing person you are.
We're just gushing,
and we love you, and we are so grateful that you are on this comic book community, and we need more people like you. You're always so sweet. You're the best. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at this chat. Like she has so many fans. Like it's crazy. Everybody out here just has nothing but good things to say. So congrats to you for just being a badass person. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. Yeah,
Jen, will you read her description here for me on her Instagram? Will you read that?
Welcome to my world, an escape from the mundane life, where fiction is real. Boy books are better. Hello Kitty and Paramore are life. Come hang with me.
Oh,
Sweet.
don't you like Paramore, Jen?
Yeah, I do like Paramore too.
Oh, Jojo too?
Heck yeah.
Yes. But yes,
All right.
give her a follow and send her some love.
Yes.
Yeah, she seems awesome. And like I said, no better people to vouch for you than Jojo and Lucy. They're like two of the nicest people on the planet. So there we go. All right, let's keep moving. That was our spotlight for the week. Give her a request. She is private, so you have to get her to approve you. All right, let's keep going. Vana of the week is what we like to end the show on. It's just something to get your mind going or your heart going or whatever. And this week, Jen picked. Go ahead.
Oh, I have to. Okay. People are weird. When we find someone with weirdness that is compatible with ours, we team up and call it love by Dr. Seuss. And I mean, you can say love as in like, like love, right? Or a friendship love. Or, you know, it comes in all different shapes and sizes.
Yes. So you're trying to say you love us?
She loves us. That's what she's saying. Our relationship just took a big step here.
Remember last time we were messaging and we were like, "Oh, I love you, girls," and then she's like, "Me too." I'm like, "No, Jen."
I said,
say it.
Say the word.
I said,
You said what?
Remember?
Okie dokie.
No, you said me
Look right back at
ditto
you.
or me too.
Yeah,
or
ditto.
something
Yeah,
like
ditto.
that. Like, Jen, say it. I want to hear it.
Say it.
I have a very deep regard for you. What movie is that? I have a very deep regard.
Is it the Royal Tenenbaums?
No,
No.
I have a deep regard for you as well.
I don't
It's a
know.
dog. It's the dog. Shit. You guys could. Oh.
Describe more about the movie.
Okay, so it's a really smart dog that adopts a boy, and they go in like back in time in their time machine.
Oh, shoot.
Peabody. Yes. Okay. Good.
Steve said it. I read it. He said Peabody.
I would have like laid in bed. That would have just stressed me out. But this is a good one, and you guys should all remember that.
Yes.
Just find people around you that are weird. They're the best kinds, or just hang out here with us because we're all kind of a little weird.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to us. We are over on Instagram, Facebook, theoretically Twitter. That's Jen's responsibility. Jen's in charge of that one. But yeah, we're all over. And then Bird City Comics, that's who I represent. And the girls have been so supportive in promoting and helping us out with moving really good exclusives. So check out Bird City Comics as well.
Oh my God, that new cover you guys dropped, and I love it. And I'm so excited for it that I already pre-ordered that one. What's the name again, Laura?
It's the Me You Love in the Dark. It's written by Scotty Young, but we did a Cabin in the Woods homage. Ariel Diaz did our cover, and she did a fantastic job. It turned out so nice.
Beautiful. I love it. And if you guys love as much as I did Middle West, this is something that you guys have to pick up, especially because I don't think there's gonna be any variants unless it's the 1 out of 25. But this is a good way. And I think I know before I used to have a different view of exclusives, but Laura changed my mind because it supports the artist in a different way. It's better than the publishers, I guess, right? You want to say what you say that? So now thinking when you get a exclusive, you're not only supporting the shop, but you're also supporting the artist a little bit more directly, right?
Yeah, it's definitely, it's good for the retailers, it's good for the artists, it's good for the public, it's good for everybody. It's just another way to get that book out there. And I don't know, the exclusive game has just been kind of addicting. Like once you get into it and you start collecting certain artists or certain, for example, Stray Dogs has been just killing it with their horror homages, and we actually have the co-creator Trish Forstner's here with us right now. And I can now say, I have permission to say that Trish Forstner and Tony Fleece will be doing the exclusive for the Bird City trade paperback that we're doing. They're going to do the cover for us.
Nice.
They came up with a killer concept. I'm so excited. So if you haven't subscribed to Bird City Comics, our newsletter, please do that so that you don't miss out. And somebody in here was talking about the music. The music on our show was done by Lucy's husband, Sam.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Music. Yeah, Sam, he
That's
used to make
awesome.
music. So he made that. Yeah.
All right.
Wait, really important. So the final print for Stray Dogs is Monday.
Well,
I've only done this one other time. I did pre-order 10 covers of number 5 to get the 1 in 10. That's the only way to technically get the 1 in 10 at your comic book store for cover price. So the only other time I did this was for the Warcorn's birthday bash because I really want that 1 in 10, and so it's the second time. And when I did the email, I was like, I and then I ended up ordering 2 of each of the other ones just to make sure I get, because I don't want to Wednesday Warrior it because that was really stressful.
Yeah, those books went like crazy last week. It was insane. People were like knocking each other over and stuff. Like,
so if you pre-order it before FOC, you don't have to Wednesday Warrior it. You can just go walk in, be like, hey, got those comics? Cool. Pay for it.
Yes.
It's a good recommendation. Her stuff is awesome. So if you haven't supported them in some way or another, you guys are missing out. But again, stay tuned because the trade, which will include all 5 of the issues, we are going to do an exclusive with those 2, with Tony and Trish. And I can't say anything else other than it's going to be a sellout. It's really good. I highly recommend you subscribe so you don't miss out on that.
Also, the best kind of gift. Like I know as a comic collector, it's hard for me to give people comics and then see them be like manhandle it because I'm like, oh god. So what I like to do is, like, if there's a story I really like, I'll then buy the trade to then gift it so they can read it and get. Then we create more people in the community because they're like, oh, this is cool. What else is there? And you're like, okay.
Even for my own grubby hands, it's nice to have a trade just if I want to reread it or something. You know?
Yep. And what they're doing on this cover is amazing. I'm really excited for it. Okay, so I think that's about it for us. Make sure you guys follow JoJo over at Flicks and Comics. Thank you again for always coming out and hanging out with us. You're just an awesome addition to this team. We feel very lucky.
Oh,
and Lucy over at Mama Comics for Sale has been selling some fire books. She put up a Jenny Friesen Department of Truth I saw earlier that I was eyeing. So make sure you're following her on Instagram too. And then, anything else, girls?
That's all. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe.
That's important. Give it a thumbs up. All right. Have a good night, guys. Bye.